Hey agents, have you ever wondered how to handle special requests during a home sale? Imagine your buyer falling in love with a home, only to find out that the seller wants to take part of a beautiful garden with them. In this video, I'll share a positive example of how clear communication and proper documentation ensure a smooth closing for both the buyer and the seller. In this transaction, we represented a buyer purchasing a new home with an extensive, and I mean extensive, rose garden. The seller wanted to take a number of rose bushes after she moved. Both parties wanted to make sure they put this into the contract. And when we closed, the seller took some of her rose bushes, filled in the holes left behind, and in the end, both our buyer and our seller were happy because they understood what was going on. We represented a buyer in the purchase of her new home, and this home had an award-winning garden, something like 150 rose bushes. The seller's garden, who had been featured in magazines, articles, and newspapers, and I believe she was on HGTV, wanted to take some of her extremely rare rose bushes with her after she moved. This garden was her pride and joy, and she wanted to preserve some of its rarity, and some of the rose bushes were sentimental. In addition, she was moving out in the winter. Our client agreed to allow her to come back in the summer and remove specific bushes, with the understanding that they were not responsible if any of them had died in the meantime. This is a great example of how things can go smoothly when things are done right. The buyer purchased a home with a beautiful rose garden, and the seller got to take rose bushes with her. They made sure that this agreement was included in their contract to avoid any confusion or disputes later on. The seller took the agreed upon rose bushes and responsibly filled in the holes, leaving the garden in good condition. Both clients were satisfied because there was clear expectations and everything was documented properly. We drafted an addendum outlining how they would be removed, when, and the requirement for the seller to fill in the hole. This ensured there was no surprises, my favorite type of closing, and both parties felt confident in the agreement. To avoid issues like this, here are some tips for the future. Have an addendum drafted from the beginning that sets clear expectations, and document any special requests. Make sure any special requests or agreements are documented clearly in the contract, whether it's rose bushes or a sentimental tree or a chandelier. By partnering with us, you can provide your clients with the assurance that every detail is handled with care and professionalism. At my firm, we specialize in navigating through the complexities of real estate transactions and ensuring smooth and successful closing. In this case, our proactive approach and clear documentation led to a happy resolution for both the buyer and the seller. Avoid surprises and misunderstandings by ensuring clear communication and proper documentation of any special requests or agreements. This not only prevents issues, but it also builds trust and satisfaction amongst our clients. Be sure to contact us today to ensure every closing you handle is successful and free from legal risks, and most importantly, filled with satisfied clients. I recommend you reach out and schedule a meeting with me so you can learn about how our expertise can benefit you and strengthen your business relationships.